Okay, the tongue twisters. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. A pack of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, where's the pack of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Nearly got it.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. The peck of the pickled pepper. Peter Piper picked it. If Peter Piper picked a pack of the pickle pepper, what's the pack of the pickle pepper? Peter Piper picked.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
Peter Piper picked a bag of pickled peppers. A pack of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, where's the pack of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
My name is Edrin Aliye. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Albania, and I live there currently. So yeah.
My name is Ian from South Korea. I'm 24 years old.
My name is Riho. I'm from Japan. I'm 26 years old.
I am from the Netherlands. I'm 17 years old, and my name is Jeske.
At a very early age, I was like very interested in movies and stuff. So I would watch a lot of movies and also music. I really enjoyed that a lot, and I would listen to it. So I think it's a combination of doing it at school, learning English in school, but also listening to music and watching movies in my free time. And I just learned that way.
I think desire to be survived. For me, learning also English like any other languages too. It's really important to be thrown into the situation where you need to survive.
My motivation for learning English is that I want to learn new cultures from different countries, and learning English makes me able to like communicate with a lot of people from another countries, and also it makes me able to access to international media or international entertainment, and yeah, that's my motivation.
I think when I started learning English, I was very young, so I didn't really have like a motivation except from that it was like obligated in my school to learn it. But right now it really motivates me to be able to talk to people from other countries, also when I'm traveling, to be able to express myself, to be able to ask things, but also to understand movies that are in English and songs. I think that's for me the most important.
Uh, like I said, I started listening to more English music and stuff like that, movies before school, but I would say that I actually started learning English in school, first grade. So that was really the start of the whole English learning journey.
I think in my elementary school, 8 years old.
Actually, I'm not sure when exactly because my mom is like an English teacher for a little kid. So I don't know, maybe when I was a baby.
I think when I was 8, so that's in like primary school. I don't know how it's called in English, and we just had like lessons, easy lessons, how to say apple and like stuff like that. So simple.
It's a very fond memory of mine. My first, in first grade when I started learning English, I had an American teacher, Miss Wendy, she was called. And she was very nice, and she was not an old lady, but she was maybe something 50 years old, but she was very nice and very loving and caring. And I felt very like she would push you to learn more, and she would be like very happy to explain everything in English. And it would be just from that point on, I just kind of had a love for it. So also, as I said, because of all the movies and stuff, like you need it. It's the kind of English speaking world, and you kind of just get used to it. And just school in general, like I said, nothing else.
I think I read a lot of books, but it wasn't so interesting. So, but I remember one day my parents showed me, I think it was Mary Poppins. I don't know, it's the same, I don't know, it's the same name of the movie, but they showed me the movie of it and also Matilda. And I saw a lot of movies about like musical and uh, speaking in English. I was like, wow, that's really interesting. That I really want to understand what they actually saying, because I know it's quite different when you translate it. So I tried to learn English because I want to understand that more.
Yes, as I said, my mom is English teacher, so she taught me English when I was a little kid. And also I like English songs, like or English movies, dramas. So I learned from that.
I learned it by, of course, lessons when I was younger, and then when I went to high school, I learned it also at school a lot. But also, I think by listening to music, watching movies, playing games where things are in English. Just there's a lot of things where English is used as a language.
I think yes. In my country specifically, because a lot of people, the English, first of all, is like the international language. There's like no denying that. So a lot of people who travel or work or even study, it's you need to have at least one language that you know. So it's like, at least in Albania, it's very important to be bilingual, to have another language that you learn for yourself and for work and school.
I don't think it's easy to learn English as a language. Maybe it could be easy to learn in grammar in English. Like, for example, I know how to answer the question or test in Korea, but before I came to IPC, I wasn't able to communicate with the foreign people. Like, I know the grammar and I know the word and I know that like super difficult question, I can solve it, but I cannot communicate with them. So it's mainly it's focused on the study, test, and just like not so practical way. So I think it's really, really hard to learn as a language.
I don't think it's easier for Japanese to learn English because, first of all, Japanese is completely different from English. Like grammar is different, like character is different, and also pronunciation, like is completely different. So it's quite difficult. And also in Japan, there is a less opportunity to use English. So we don't need to learn English. We don't use English in daily life. So I think.
Yes, I think it is because in the Netherlands you're very dependent on English because it's a very small country. So there are not a lot of places in the world where they speak Dutch. So you have to be able to express yourself very well in English. So they focus a lot on that. So I had like 3 times a week I had English for like 6 years. So you learn a lot. So that's good, I think. And a lot of commercials, and even like in the metro in Amsterdam, they speak English when they announce things. So there's a lot of English used also around you.
I would say just it's a combination of experiences from just general life, from media they consume to talking to people to school, stuff like that.
Maybe if you find something that you really like, or if you're in the situation that you need to do it, then maybe.
In Japan, we learn English at school from like elementary school, but mostly focused on writing and reading because it is more easier to evaluate and easier to do exam. So yeah, most Japanese people focused on writing and reading and not speaking and listening. That's in general, I think.
I think it's important that you use it while you do something that you like, so something where you get fun of, so then you're not like really actively learning English, but you are like, and I think just in school reading a lot, I think it's important to also just talk and try things out and not only read out of books, like learn out of books, but also really talking with other people. I think it's important.
There's more. This is fun. This is fun.
Exam. I thought it was just one. Okay, here we go.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would chuck wood? We would chuck, he would, as much as he could, and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood. At the end, it's always.
How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck, or he would chuck, he would as much as he could, and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck, he would as much as he could, and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck, he would, as much as he could, and chuck as much wood. What's that wood? As a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Okay.